Hello, biology students. This is Mrs. Lewis, and today we're going to learn about how to make a wet mount. So normally you would use a beaker, but quite honestly, I was being a little lazy. So I have this little Dixie cup, okay? Inside the Dixie cup is some distilled water. You'll never use regular water, always use distilled. I have a pipette. Here I have a tiny letter E. I have a cover slip, which is a tiny little piece. It's a square. I'll show it to you. Okay, just very, very small. And then I have a slide. You always handle the slide by the frosted end, and notice that my slide is somewhat dirty, okay? You're going to want to inspect your slide before ever using it and clean it with warm soapy water and dry it off if needed. Now, normally in a lab situation, you should only use lens tissues, but we do not have those available to you, so you may go ahead and feel free to please use the paper towels that we have. So you'll put your slide down on the table, and you're going to get a little bit of water in your pipette. And you'll put a droplet of water, just one. That's all you need. You don't want to get carried away. So there we have that. Now normally I use tweezers, but I couldn't find any. So I'm just going to very carefully use my finger, and I'm going to put my E directly on top of that wet mount. Now if I get it a little crooked, I can use my toothpick and I can fix that. Then here comes the hard part. But it's actually quite easy. So I have in my hand the little cover slip. Notice I have it here in the middle. I'm not holding it by the top corners. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to press it down on the glass slide. I'm not hovering over it like this. It's not how I'm doing it. I'm not hovering over it. So if it's at a 90-degree angle, I should use the toothpick to show you this. If I'm going to use a 90-degree angle, it would be straight up and down. You're going to use a 45-degree angle. You're going to have it down a little bit farther. So instead of it being straight up and down like this, you're going to have it angled down to about like that on your slide. And then you're simply just going to let go of it. You're going to release it and leave it alone. So slide, cover slip, they're both touching. I'm going to get it at the 45-degree angle, and then I'm just going to drop it. And you can see here all of the water will push itself out of the way. And that's all you do. And you just created a wet mount. If we run out of time today, no worries. There will be set up for you next to Miss Cavelli's classroom. The lab table's over there, paper towels with slides on them. So if this happens to you and you need more time, if you need more time, just put your initials. So my initials with this permanent marker is TL, okay? And we can easily take that off later at the end of the lab, and then you'll place this over. Because this is a 2-day lab, you'll need more than 1 day to complete it. I only want you to place your initials on the slide once my alarm has gone off on my phone and I've said time to clean up and put everything back for the lab. That's the only time you need to do that. This is also the direction that your E will be in when it comes to placing it on the microscope. So the E should look directionally correct towards you during the lab. I would also not put the prongs on the slide right away, just because the arms, you're going to be moving this around a little bit, okay? And I'll explain everything else in the lab.